What is up, guys? Ivan here with getivan.com, and in this video we are going to be going through an SOP process for adding Google Cloud Storage or integrating rather Google Cloud Storage with Cloudflare as a CDN. And this is a coupling for static website hosting. I've already done a video on this in great detail, so the purpose of this video is to go through the SOP very quickly and not take too long. So let's get to it. I've got a domain ready to go. We're going to be transferring this domain from Netlify into our GCS and Cloudflare environment. So I added my domain, and I'm going to click Add Site, and then Free Plan, Confirm. And it's scanning for records. While it's already. I'm going to kill these this subdomain and this root here on the IP. I'm going to leave that alias there and continue. And then continue default method. And it's already good to go. Normally it would give you the Nameservers, Brett, and an S. So you would come over to your registrar, go to your custom Nameservers, and then paste Brett there and an S there, and then click submit. And it takes a couple of minutes for those changes to propagate. And then you'll be at this page. So once that's finished, we're going to add the asset to Search Console. Let me check it. Should be a sec. So when you go to search.google.com, you're just going to add a property, come up here to the drop-down, add a property, and then type your domain in there. Find this hop.click. Click continue. I'm going to skip through this because it's going to show a text record. It's sensitive data. You'll copy that text record, and then we're going to hop over here to the Cloudflare DNS. So you click DNS here. You go to Add Record, then type. You scroll down to text, and it says use @ for the root, and that's what we want. The root is the domain, so just hop.click in this case, and then you paste it, your text record here under content. I'm going to skip through this to avoid the sensitive data. So it might take a couple of minutes for that text record to propagate over in the DNS so that Search Console can verify it. But once you've done that, you'll come back over to this tab, click Verify, and it'll be verified. So you don't need to do anything in Search Console after that. You can pretty much click Done, but you have to verify your domain in Search Console, or else the storage bucket won't be able to. You won't be able to use the exact TLD in your storage bucket. So now that we've got that set up and ready to go, let's go ahead and hop over to the storage bucket. This is a new environment here, and I won't go into the details, but there's nothing really special going on here yet. So I'm going to click Create Bucket. Oh, by the way, you go to this area. When you go to console.cloud.google.com or cloud.google.com, sign in. In this little hash menu here, you go to Storage, then the Storage subtab, and then Browser. So Browser is where you go, and then you can create a bucket. Now you come in here, you put your domain name in. So in this case, hop.click. It'll give you a warning if you're going to use a TLD, then you have to get it verified in Search Console. So we already did that. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Continue. I'm going to do multi-region, US multiple regions, continue. I'm going to do Nearline storage. You can do standard as well if you have bigger files and you want to, and they're being accessed a lot more frequently. Then you're going to go fine-grained access to objects, control access to objects, Google managed key, no configuration, all this other stuff doesn't have to be done. Click Create. That won't work unless you've already verified your domain in Search Console. So our bucket's ready to go because it did detect that we'd verified in Search Console. I'm going to go ahead and upload files. This is a point where you can integrate. You can start using something like CyberDuck or Mountain Duck with your bucket. But in this case, I'm just going to use this utility here. I'm going to hop forward to my hop.click file. And these are just the files. So I'm just going to, I don't even think I can select. Yeah, I can't even select the folders. So I'm just going to select the whole area, open. GCS goes really fast on the file uploads, so that should happen quickly. Then upload folder, and then drag the, I guess you can only do one folder at a time. Let's go ahead and do this. Upload this folder. It's probably easier in CyberDuck. And it might be an easier way to do that. Just upload figure out a way to drag this. Anyways, they're both there now, so it's all good. It's another consideration. Let's go ahead and edit the permissions. So go to permissions and then add members. Then under new members, we're going to click the A letter and wait for the drop down for all users. Then select role, scroll down to storage, then storage object viewer, not storage legacy, just storage object viewer. Click save. It's going to say, hey, this is going to be public. You're going to say, yeah, I want it to be public. And then that's good to go. So then we're going to click this back arrow to exit out of this particular bucket view. And over here on the far right with our bucket in question, we're going to click this little menu icon, and we're going to go to edit website configuration. Then we're going to input our index file. In this case, it's index.html, and we're going to indicate our 404 file, which is 404.html for me. Yeah, okay, and then click save. So that's pretty much good to go. We need to set our storage CNAME now over in the DNS. So if you want to see what that is manually, it should be the same every time unless Google changes it. But basically, if you want to see what it is for a particular bucket, you can click on the bucket and go to your index file and then click on the link, for example, and then it's this subdomain right here. Yeah, it says subdomain in this root domain. So storage.googleapis.com. So you can copy that and then come over here to Cloudflare DNS, create a record for CNAME. This is going to be a record for the root. So you're going to do the @ symbol, and you're going to target storage.googleapis.com. And remember, all of the CNAMEs and A records and things, they need to be proxied through Cloudflare. So that orange cloud needs to be turned on. It says proxy. I'm going to save this. Now we're going to create a redirect for the www subdomain so that we can, anytime someone goes there, they'll be redirected to the root domain. So we're going to create an A record, and we're going to go www in the name here. And I'm going to come over here to another tab and just grab this 192.0.2.1. That is an internal IPv4 IP for Cloudflare. And so we're basically just going to route that subdomain through Cloudflare, and we're going to use a page rule to send that over to the root, which that sounds very complicated. It's not complicated, okay? So we're going to hop over to, that's Proxied, by the way. We're going to hop over to page rules, and I'm going to grab my little cheat thing, and there should be some cheat strings below this video. I'm going to grab this thing here, and I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to make a page rule, and I'm going to paste this in. Obviously, I'm going to replace it with my domain for this project, hop.click. It's got the right wildcards there. Now, if you're using other subdomains, then you don't want to use a wildcard here. You just want to actually type in that specific subdomain that you're trying to redirect, and that'll make your page rule much more limited, significantly more limited. Anytime you need to add more redirects, basically you're going to have to go to the DNS and add those A records, for those subdomains in the same fashion, and then input them manually into the page rules section. Anyways, that's the way I want it, though. We're going to just move forward because I described that in detail in the other areas. We're going to, under settings, go to forwarding, drop down forwarding URL, then permanent 301 redirect. I'm going to grab that other cheat string, which is right here, and basically just replace with my domain. It needs to be HTTPS, ideally. So HTTPS hop.click / and then the number sign 2 or money 2 there, that refers to that there. So that trailing slash gets copied no matter how it's redirected. So I'm going to save and deploy. And pretty much at this point, it's essentially finished, but then I'll just go down and I'll go to the various tabs and make sure that everything that I want is optimized. So some of the key areas are SSLs and TLS. You make sure that's full. They already did that in that, adding the domain part. But then under edge certificates, you also want to make sure that always use HTTPS is activated. I think we did that before too. And then automatic HTTPS rewrites needs to be on. Some of this is default, but I just kind of checked to make sure. Then also under speed, we'll go to optimization, and then you can choose to minify again if you want. This is where you access that. But then there's also the Rocket Loader, improve paint time for pages which include JavaScript. So in some cases, you include a JavaScript form, or like a live chat plugin, or any number of JavaScript embeds. And so this will asynchronously load JavaScript to help improve the paint time, so the rendering time. But in some cases, it can cause errors, so you might want to turn that off. It might cause errors. I don't know. You might want to do a mobile redirect here, or whatever. So okay, so then moving forward, let's look at caching. This should already be pre-configured. You'll learn what's pre-configured and what's not as you go along. You can purge everything here, or do a custom purge here. Standard caching should be set. You can set the browser cache to a per period of time, to cache assets in the user's browsers. You always want to be online. I guess that's already pre-configured. Page roles, network. Let's go to network. So you can optionally activate this HTTP 3. It basically improves performance, and I like to do this one. I don't know how much, what difference it makes. Connection resumption is supposed to improve performance as well. So you can click this help and thing, and it'll drop down. It'll tell you what they do, and you can decide if you want to do that. WebSockets, yada yada. IP geolocation needs to be turned on, so it's already pre-configured, so that's good to go. And then let's see, traffic. No, there's nothing in here. This is all upsells. And then under Scrape Shield, you can choose to obfuscate the email addresses if you want, and you can turn on hot link protection if you want to do that. But that's pretty much it. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you sooner or later. Actually, wait, before I go, let's actually test the site and make sure we did it correctly. Hop.click. Yeah. That was the first load into the cache, so it's probably a little bit slower. Let's try it now. Let's look at the SSL. Should say Cloudflare. Yep. So that was a smooth migration. How long did it take me to do all that? About 13 minutes. So if I didn't talk quite as much, maybe 10 minutes per asset or something. That's not too bad, So that's it. I appreciate you guys watching. And again, make sure to like and subscribe. Appreciate it. And I'll catch you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.